whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
E ngā reo korohi, e ngā reo koroki o ngā puhi kai ore ore, o ngā rākau taumatua huri huri, tēnei mātou e rere, nei i runga i ngā mihi. Ara, kia kūta katoa kua piri mai anō, kia Taringa e whakapāho atu nei, I te pī ki auahi, the bustling, I nearly said muscling.
The muscling, well it is muscling. Muscling, it is bustling. And it's rustling. And hustling.
Yeah. Metropolis of Te Awamutu under the auspices of Te Wānanga o Aotearoa. Nau mai hoki mai e te iwi and e te iwi ki te iwi o te wiki.
Aye.
And we have a very special guest with us today. And kua mau tēnei tangata kua hua roa hau e whai ana i aia. And I te rā nei I mahara, because we were having a few little technical difficulties and I thought, come on, wāhi ngaro. Manake tia mai. Hoi anō, we have with us today taku rangatira. E hoa Rauru, tēnā koe, nau mai.
Awe no tēnā tātou e tikana kia wai atu rai te i o ngā kōrero I ngā mihi. Kua mihi arā ko te unga wairua ka tika nei tātou e tūngau nei. Ki o tātou tini ai tua kua hiro atu rā I te aru namu ki tai ao. No re ngā mate e re ararau mai rā I tā heo mō I roki. Ki o ki moi rā ki te ao tangata. Ana ka tuta tuku atu rā I o kōrero ki te katoa. Ki ngā rā kau mananui putanoa. Ki ngā rā kau moroiti, moi titi rani, kini rā te miha ki rā ki tātou. Tēnā tātou.
Tēnā tātou, tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe. Ooh, professional.
Tēnā koe, yeah.
Ooh, that was professional. Tērā mihi.
Aye, consummate professional.
Yeah, consummate broadcaster there.
Aye, kia ora.
Not new to the space nera, Rauru. He nui o mahi I runga I ngā mahi pāpāho I roto I ngā tau?
Yeah, kia ora. New to being the interviewee.
You seem a bit uncomfortable out of sorts, Binda.
You are. As Praone knows, Praone and I, in fact, I've interviewed Praone 3 times. The third time was at Te Awa Tupu o Wanganui. He came off the Waka Wānanga, the union. Down to Wanganui Township, 2 weeks, and I ran up to Praone at the marae at Te Ao Hall, and I said, hey, e wā, ka tae au, ka kaha, tāu te kōra. He goes, here's the deal. You've interviewed me a number of times. Once we'll finish this particular interview, I'd like to speak with you, Rauru, and here I am today. E roa tai wā e wā.
Nā reira koe I mau iaia.
Bartering, eh?
Kua ea, taku rangatira. Kua ea.
Ai.
Wa, tēnā rawāti koe. Tēnā rawāti koe, kua whakawātei a koe. Mohe au, mātou, ara no mahi, engari nei te mihi a te whānau o Taringa. Kia koe, o tira, all of our avid listeners throughout Aotearoa and across the world e hoa, we've got some interesting, where's that country that?
Guernsey.
Mohe koe kei whia tērā?
Oh.
I look up on the map and then I forget where it is again. So to our listeners in Guernsey, tēnā koutou and everybody else. No rere hoa, as you know, we start with kīwaha. No roto I te iwi o te wiki. So, kei a koe, if you can share a kīwaha with us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, we whakaroa ki nei, one kīwaha comes to mind. Well, I need te kīwaha, tuatahi ake, I need te kīwaha. Ona kurakura o kurakura rānei. So, ona kurakura, if you're talking about someone and you didn't like what he or she said, ka pai you'll say, ona kurakura e wā. Or you're talking directly to a person and you're saying, look, I didn't quite, what you said didn't quite go down with me. O kurakura e wā. So the kurakura in te iwi o Aotea, me pēra te kōrero, are the genitals. Ka pai, and that particular area. Ka pai. And then you're saying, oh, look, all of your kōrero and all of those ideas that you just, blurted out, ka pai, come from that particular area. No reira, yeah. So if you don't, I'd like something, you know, ona kurakura.
Ka pai. So ka kia e trump tētahi kōrero kāre pai kia koe, ka kia e koe, ona kurakura.
Yeah, koina.
Oh, gee, kia ora.
Man, you could say that before all of us kōrero.
Tika. Engari e mihi ana kia koe o ona kurakura.
Ona kurakura.
O kurakura.
O kurakura.
I like that one.
I like that one.
I like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Hoi anō e mihi ana i rā kōrero Rauru. And koe tai whakarongo mai ana, ko te iwi o te wiki tēnei. And I think this is the first time we've actually had a kai kōrero who is actually named
Kia ora.
for the eponymous ancestor that they will be talking about. And ko koe tēnā Rauru. So we feel extra special.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
Like this is a double whammy.
Ai.
Double whammy.
Ko Rauru e kōrero ana mō Ngā Rauru.
Ai. Momentous.
Whakahirahira rawa ate. Whakahirahira rawa ate.
Yeah, ka kurahi tēnā.
So maybe on that note, you could start with that eponymous ancestor.
Yeah. So, Rauru Kītahi, the tupuna. I suppose, firstly, just to explain where our iwi is situated. So, we're one of the 8 iwi of Taranaki. We're the most southern iwi. We're situated between to the north of us is the Awa Pātea, so Poie country. And to our southern border is the Awa Wanganui.
Kia ora.
That's the first thing. The second thing is that Rauru Kītahi, the tupuna, our own traditional kōrero regarding Rauru, and he's a tupuna that's known by many iwi, according to most iwi, and tēnei te mihikinga iwi as well. Toi te huatahi toi kai rākau, a very well-known tupuna. Most iwi state that Rauru is his son. But according to our tribal kōrero, Rauru is in fact his mokopuna. So the wakapapa basically runs like this. Toi te huatahi, toi kai rākau, ka moi wairere ki ao, his wife ka puta kīwaha ko Ruarangi, ka moi kia rongo ueroa, Ruarangi marries rongo ueroa, and from that union comes Rauru. So that's our kōrero.
Wow.
The other thing about Rauru, he didn't come off the waka Aotea. Our tupuna make it quite clear that he was here prior. He was here prior to Kupe. And there's a number of wakapapa that support that fact. That he was born here in Aotearoa, as was his grandfather, Toituatai, around the Wakatāne area. Rauru was raised by Toituatai at Kaputerangi, Wakatāne.
Kaputerangi.
And so that's just a bit about the tupuna. I suppose why people know him quite well is that he, from our kōrero, and other kōrero from the Tairā Wiki kaunguru, Ngā Tiawa and also Ngā Puhi claim that he invented wood carving, the art of wood carving. So if we look at the art, and hence the kōrero, Ngā Mahi a Rauru, that's what Wakatauki, Ngā Mahi a Rauru, ka pai, the deeds of Rauru, if you like. So Rauru was also Rauru of the one word. He was a man of his word. His word was his gospel. And as we know, no matter where we come from in the world, a person that can action everything that he or she says, so, that's just a bit of a brief about the tupuna Rauru. Yeah.
Cool.
He was also named after his own umbilical cord, which is the iho, the tāngaingai. When he was i te wā e hapu ana tōna waine, tōna waia, rongo ueroa, his umbilical cord came stuck, was twisted around him, basically. Ka mau te rauru. So as a acknowledgement, as we know, our tupuna, how they would name people after situations and events. That was an event that was quite huge, I suppose, in his mother's mind. So she said, when he was born, ko tōi ngō korau. So it's the umbilical cord. Yep.
Tēnā koe.
That's cool.
E Rauru. E aha i ki ai ko Rauru Kītahi?
Ko tāna kupu kotahi. Ka puta tana kupu, mana katoa I te mahi.
Kia ora.
So, whatever he said, he done. He was an action man.
Man of his
So
word.
no one could ever had said, ona kurakura. That would have never been used
no,
to him. Yeah,
Well,
kia
he
ora.
gets a point there. He gets a point there. That was a sneaky one there. What? Got that one in there.
Aye.
Yeah, because ka rongo, you know, the first time I heard this was actually, used, te kōrero nei kītahi, was actually from Pou. I te kowhete a Pou I a mātou, actually. And ka mea ki a mātou, ko Rauru kītahi tēnei, he tangata kītahi a hau.
Aye, kia ora. Aye.
I'm like, whoa.
Aye.
Yeah. Could it be used to, like, you know, well, ko ki ke koe, just for our listeners, you know, you won't go back on your word.
Yeah.
Once you've said it, that's it. Koinei te mana o te kupu.
Koina.
Mea nui tērā ki a tātou.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, and kaua ki te Māori anake engari.
Aye.
Really, koinei
Ki te
te tai
tangata.
tikanga, ai, aha ko haere koe kiwhi, you would think, man, you know,
Yeah.
koina te whakaaro. Interesting geographical position there, hoa,
Aye.
ko pātea ki te raki, ara ko whanganui ki raro, me ki runga,
Aye, aye.
and e haraia Aotea, engari ka piri ki a Aotea, and that all adds to the uniqueness, I guess, of Ngā Rauru.
Kia
You've
ora.
got these whakapapa, wanaungatanga ki a Taranaki, ki a Wanganui, and then ngā whakapapa e hoki whakamūrira wātu ana.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it adds to the flavour, really. But there's times when, because we're quite a small iwi and one of 8, and being very close to Wanganui, sometimes we're acknowledged as Wanganui, or we're identified as Taranaki. Tēnā koutou Wanganui kua tai mai. There we are going, oh, Ngā Rauru. No mai Taranaki, no, was tō Ngā Rauru, you know. So, so that's just, I suppose it's just natural because we're so close, you know, to our other wanaunga, which is us anyway. You know.
Ai,
Not until we get up, you know, and introduce ourselves, and then it's where?
Ngā Rauru. Che.
he ana pepeha
Kia ora.
a
Yeah.
o Ngā Rauru.
Kia ora, kia ora. Ko titi o ngā pepeha, ko pāhi tono a te waka, ko te rangi tohi tū te hoe, ana ko Rauru kītahi te tangata. So pāhi tono was his personal waka. The tupuna Rauru is personal waka, and also, of course, his personal hoe, te rangi tohi tū. Ana koera titi o ngā pepeha. E wakatau ki anō, Rauru kītahi, he kupu hoki ngā kore.
Āna.
Titi o ngā, so that's talking about that, you know, that word, the one word, you know, holding to your word and all those sorts of things. Rauru kītahi, hoki ngā kore.
A tāunga.
Atu I te maunga o Taranaki, he maunga no tō koutou, e tohu ana I te mana o te wāhira.
Tēnā koe, kei wai tōtara, koera te pokapū, ara te hub o Ngā Rauru, koera titi o ngā wāhi e awa hoki, ko te ingo, o te awaku wai tōtara. Ko pōtiki a rehua, tō mātou matua. E kōrero ngi ane I ngā pepeha, I ngā kōrero tupuna. So, pōtiki a rehua is our main maunga, well, one of our main maunga in the roi o Ngā Rauru.
Wawe.
E whia nā marae e hoa I roto I a koutou?
Te kaumārua.
Oh, nui tonu tērā.
Nui.
Yeah, that's heaps.
Awa te tonu tērā, Given that our other wanaunga down in Ngāti Apa Wangaiu, that area, they only have 3. Oh, and Te Pāorātana, of course.
Āna.
Yeah. But awa nui tonu ngā marae. I te wāhi, moi tiki nei.
Ai.
Ai.
Do you guys follow the hahi ratana?
Yeah. So there's a mixture of hahi, and that's definitely one of them. Yeah, definitely one of them. Given that Rātana is also from Ngā Rauru. It's his mother's name.
Kia ora, kia ora.
I pēhea tō whakangungu ki nā kōrero. Ana e ahua āngai ana tēnei ki te ahua ki tō matua. Pēhea tō i whakangungu i pēhea tana whakangungu tāwai whakangungu rānei i a koe a ki nā kōrero o te iwi.
Tēnā koe. O tia no rā nā roto i takukuia. Nā takukuia ki au i wakatupu. His mother raised me. So nā tana māmā tonu tērā mai. Ko atu i tērā nā kutuakana tonu. Don't look at the grey hair e wā. Kia ora. But at the end of the day, the learning, the living, nā kutuakana ki. Ko te mahi o te ia rā, ko te kōrero i te reo Māori, te kāinga, te o ngā ua nui puta. Nā me te haere, ki muri i te marae mahi ai. I rā mahi katoa. Engari, te auene ko te tikanga i o tō pātai, mo i te o ngā taonga wai rangatira, wai manapia, pēnei te whai kōrero, tira pe ko tērā te taura. Ko tērā, ma te ata noho ki te pai o muri a ta whakarongo. Ka noho mai ko aku mātua ki te kōrero mai ki au. I rongo koe e rā kōrero, did you hear that kōrero? Yep. Did you get out of that kōrero?
Kia ora.
Why did that paake say it like that? You know, they use that particular kōrero. And that happened a number of times. Kia ora, that, and not just with myself, with other wanaunga. And they said, and at that time, I'm about, 13, 14 or something like that. And they were just preparing us. It was like a succession plan, really. So ma te whakarongo. Me te mea nei I wakai ki pātai. I wakai nā. I wakai o ki tū te taina me te tuakana.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
I wakai tia i rā wāra. Both younger male and the senior male were allowed to stand at the same time. But, kia matua marama te taina, he taina ia. Kia matua marama te tuakana, e tuakana ia. So, those sorts of things. So it's really living it, listening, and then having the opportunity to ask questions. And I think that was quite valuable because when speaking with some of the uncles back in the day, or back in that time, they'd say, you fellas are lucky. You don't know how lucky you are. Back in our time, or they went from the whare kai directly onto the pipeline. One of my uncles told me that he was 50 when he actually stood up to do a meeting and he didn't know what he was doing.
Kia ora. Sure.
Pāri whāngaia. I muri ei e mahi ana. He dreamed of going into the front, but as time went on, koia te kaumatu. So, him and his cousin were the only people left. So the responsibility was theirs. They understood that. And then suddenly we were saying, whoa, geez, here we are. For many years, as young people, they were watching, and just supporting from the back and doing what we do at the back, to mouth. And then, suddenly they were there. So, they were turned to us young ones and said, you're really lucky. And then when they gave us that kōrero, and then we understood, me ata whakarongo, because we weren't. I don't want to stand up, those sorts of things. But koera te ahua, te ahua.
Oh, boy.
For a lot of our listeners, I mean, you, I won't say you've got grey hairs there, or they're silver.
Aye.
I like
a silver crown name there.
Silver. It just changed my whole mindset from me.
Ana, koina.
Te hina tore o te marama. Got a bit of history to it too, so
For a lot of our, this generation, even my generation, I mean, I was lucky I caught some of my kaumātua. But, there's a lot of our rangatai, and I'm talking from 20s down, they didn't see that calibre of kaumātua. Kuia, koroua, pāke, taueke. What are some of the differences that are quite stark to you i nānei? Ka whakahoki o mahara ki te wā i a koe tamariki ana. What are some of the big things real different that you see nānei? i roto i te ao o Ngā Rauru me te ao Māori.
So, kia timatau te ao Ngā Rauru, e rereke ia whakatupuranga, me rereke kātika. Engari, ko titi o ngā rerekētanga o me ki o te unga kaumātua nainei, a mera o, let's say, 30 years ago. The knowledge base is very similar, but I think it's the mannerisms, it's how they held themselves. Because, of course, if you look at it like if a person was 60 in the 80s, obviously, let's say in 1980, they were born just after the turn of the 1900s. So they were exposed to kuia koroeke from the 1800s.
Kia ora.
I think that's one of the differences today. The kaumātua of 30 years ago were exposed to people from the early 1900s. E ora nui ana te whakaaro Māori. E ora nui ana I roto I a rātou. So that is something you can feel. You can feel the difference in the person. I think the knowledge base is very similar. And then the thought pattern, the mindset is like, ka rereke. Ka rereke te mea kei te noho tātou, te noho tātou katoa, really, I te ao huri nei. And so a lot of your environment brushes off on you.
Kia ora.
Hold on, I can't get to that tangi at this point in time. Me haere ki te mai. And all of those sort of modern matters that surround us all the time. But back in the day, the old people, ka haere ki te tangi, no hoki reira, tangi mai, me te tangi.
Kia ora.
Ka rau ki te unga o nai nei te tangi. Ngari e rereke te tangi, te mākuru mai o ngā roimata. You can feel that. I remember one of our kuia, when she tangi e hoa, mai te wā kārongo. And that's natural, of course, but she didn't really know the person, but she knew their tupuna. And, e rā wairua katoa ki roto I aia. Tērā pēr ko te wairua e rereke, me pērā taku wakautu ki te pātai. Te motu awa pērā ana, ki te awa pērā oki, I think around, wai oki au hei kōrero mo te motu, engari, tētihi mea pai kua ki te au, kei te tupu te kounga o te reo.
Kia ora.
O te aine, o te unga tāne. It really, and I acknowledge fully te panikiretanga. You can see a lot of that hua. The quality is beautiful. And even some of our young ones have been to te panikiretanga. I'm talking about te aka. Kāteni, he came home and this young fella's standing up. And more you want to get the kore.
Ka pai te aka.
Ka pai te aka. Oh, yeah, mihi nui tēnā.
It's not the same old structure. And that's really good, And, he's thinking out of the whole box, circle, and everything else. It's marvellous. That's marvellous to see.
Tēnā koe.
Tā tāhua huki.
Kare I tū I te marae and kare koe I mea o kurakura.
Yeah, you can.
Ka pai.
Ka pai, yeah. He anau ki te hoki ki ngā kōrero o Ngā Rauru. I pēhea tōna tainga atu ki te wāhi noho nei koutou te newa mai I whakatāne.
Kakaharoa.
Ai.
Oh, yeah, tēnā pui te pātai. Yeah, tēnā pui te pātai. That's a very good question. So he's raised in Whakatāne in the 1200 AD period, right? So as time, he's in his adulthood at this particular time, he invents the art of carving. Now, I liken the art of wakairo, or the invention anyway, very similar to a pen and paper. Kia ora. It's a form of communication where we store our history, our stories, where we talk about our present day kōrero and our aspirations to the future. And that's what art really is, ka pai. So, perhaps a wakahui, you could have carved a wakahui or a teko, something that you could, take with you. So he went to promote this new art that he had found. His first carving, he actually carved after himself, and it's called the Rauru pattern.
Aye.
So, yeah, and that's talking about life. Yeah, life. It's talking about connection to everything, whatever your hapu, wānau, hapu, iwi want to connect to. So he created that after himself in his own image. So if you want to know what Rauru look like, look at that. Look at that pattern. That's what I always say anyway. But so he went to promote this new art form. Of course, we had bone, we had rock, carving, but this was something different, and we can see that in our Warenui and so forth. So how did he get to Ngā Rauru? He had wanaunga living in Ngā Rauru at the time. Ka pai? That's the first thing. So he went there. One of the things that encouraged him to continue to go back to the West Coast here, from Whakatane, from Ngāti Parau, often he'll live over there as well, was the journey, apparently, from our coast down to Te Waiponamu was much easier back then than going down to Wellington to Picton, from Wellington to Picton. So he'll go down to Te Waiponamu for Ponamu. Yeah, because, hey, uhi.
Yes.
Tools for his new craft that he had invented. So he would often go to Ngā Rauru. So because he became quite well known as a carver, inventor of carver, the people of Ngā Rauru then took on his name while he was still alive. Ngā Rauru Mata. Yeah, so to acknowledge him and his the creation of carving, and being a man of one word and all those sorts of things, one mind. So Rauru came to this area. He came to this area, and all of his uri was still here today. Because there's an old iwi up in Tauranga called Rauru. Some of the old people over there. And also you got Rauru Nui a Toi over in Ruatoria. Lived over there as well.
True.
Kia ora. Ka rewi moe ki tērā.
Yeah.
And if you look at the geographics, I'm looking at where Pātea and Rauru are situated now. It is the way it juts out. The land,
Waka will just go.
just straight across.
Yeah.
The pai. Apart from the Rauru te mata, were there any other patterns that,
Specific to Rauru?
Yeah, or something that he designed as well?
Well, according to the carvers, I should get into it, but no, that was the main carving.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. So the carvers have told me, if you can carve that particular pattern, known as the Rauru pattern, if you can carve that, get it to a T, as perfect as possible, you can carve anything else.
Koia hoki, ne?
So te ahua nei, ke te whakaako mai te kaumātua rā te tupuna rā i a tātou. Yeah, so it was quite interesting when I found that kōrero from one of our carvers, in fact. And he told me, he goes, do you realise once you've mastered the art of carving the Rauru pattern, you can carve anything else because it has every notch in it. So, yeah, perhaps, I don't know, I'm just saying that, yeah, Rauru has a link to all of the carving that we have today.
Tika, and it's even hard to master with the pencil and paper, let alone using the tools or the technology they had then. So, yeah, it's a wicked kōrero.
I'm just thinking of te tai ona haka te arawa. E kōrero ana mō tama te kapua. I tuhi a mai nei tō reta pōwhiri. Well, I think they say pōhiri. Kia tae mai ki roto rua. And then anyway, it goes on to hara mai taku taonga. And then one part of the haka goes, te korapatanga o te whao a Rauru I waiho kia te rua iti.
Nera.
Ka wehi e. And that's one of the haka. And then in the pai Māori there, te kuro te awatea, one of the lines, again, Rauru is highlighted in there. Ko tiki, ko toi, ko Rauru, ko rākei au, ko tamaki hikurangi ka pai.
Ai, tamaki hikurangi, ai. Nera.
Ka pai me prong.
Gather up close, everybody.
I don't know about you fellas, but I've got this fascination with these one of the iwi. I'm fascinated with all iwi. Engari, I te mea, kei te pupuru i te ingoa o tētahi o nā tupuna mai.
Mai, kua atua.
Koa, e whakapapa o tātou ki te rauru nei. Koe nei te, and that, I guess that's where, I don't know if it's a pātai engari, it's an observation that here's this tēnei matu aiwi e pupuru tonu ana i te ingoa o tētahi tupuna i mua no atu i te hekenga mai o ngā waka.
Ai, he tupuna o ngā tupuna. Yeah.
Ngā Rauru.
Ngā Rauru, ai.
Oh, ko tau ari te hoki ki a Wanui Arangi. That's Rauru's half brother.
Yeah.
Tika.
So, you know, ko ngā tia watira. Yeah.
Half brother.
Yeah, half brother.
Tika.
So, his line's quite interesting, Te Wanui Arangi, is that Rauru, both Rauru and Te Wanui Arangi come from the Wūeroa, that's their mother. Ngā pāpā. Yeah. So, Rauru's father is Ruarangi, and Ngā Wanui Arangi's father, he atu. So I just read you mention here why, he atu, yeah. So, tamarau norunga i te rangi. So, not long after Rauru was born, his mother, Rongo Ueroa, went to bathe. Suddenly, from the sky, descended a atua by the name of Tamarau. No ngā huitu aia. He's from the galaxy, let's say. And then he came and they became intimate. And just prior to his returning, ascending to the sky, he said to Rongo Ueroa, if the child is born and he is a male, he tama. I named him after the sky that I came from, or the river in the sky that I came from. Te Wanui Arangi, and that's how we have Te Wanui Arangi tupuna. Not to be confused with Te Wanui Arangi from Mātātua.
Kia ora.
Mai toa heke. Engari, tēnei Te Wanui Arangi I ko atu I a toroa. Kia ora, e tupuna tunu ki a toroa te waka Mātātua. So, and we have Ngā Tiawa, Wakatāne area. We have Te Atiawa, there in Taranaki, parts of Te Atiawa down Wellington, and then, of course, down to Te Waiponamu. But originally came from Wakatāne again. Because Te Wanui Arangi was also, according to our kōrero, was raised by his grandfather, Toi Te Huatahi.
Kia ora.
Nā koe.
Te whala toi, eh?
Te whala toi.
Yeah, waka.
Yeah. Waka toi. I want to return to the marae now. And, every marae have their own tikanga and stuff. Hea te kawa o ngā marae o Ngā Rauru?
Ka pai. Ko te pai ki tolu te kawa. Ko te pai.
Kia ora.
Nā, koia. Tēnā pe ko tētio a mātou tikanga, kua ki tau I eti atu I mi ahua rereke, ko te kai I te wā e takotona te tūpāpaku I te whare. Kai mātou ki roto. Yeah, kua ki te atonu tērā I eti o tātou.
Ka pai. Whakamininga katoa ko te whānau ko pani.
Ko te whānau pani ana ki. O te
Kia ora.
Me ngā tāne?
Me ngā tāne.
Oh, me ngā tāne. Sure.
Is there any context behind this?
Well, basically it's about manaaki at the end of the day. It's about manaaki, the kirimate or the wānau pani at the time of, this great time of sadness. So we do everything from looking after them, providing kai and everything else that they need. And then, of course, the waipai speak on their behalf. So, ko te tunga ke mai o tēnei taonga te manaaki.
Kia ora. Yeah. So for those that are just getting their head around tapu and noa, could you say that the whānau pani are under their own tapu, hence their ability to be able to eat with their loved one?
Yes.
Kia ora.
Tapu te katoa.
Ko tapu te katoa. Kia ora. Ai.
I te tapu o te tūpāpu. Hey.
Ai.
I te tapu o te kaupapatoru. Yeah.
Kia ora. Kia ora. Ka mihira.
Wai pai tērā ki au I te me he pērā hoki mātai.
Ai.
He pērā mātou ka kaitahi kaua ko ngā tāne rei, engari ko nā wāhine, nā ruruhi, ka noho tonu I te taho o te tūpāpaku. And ka tumeke etahi manuhiri I tērā ahuatanga.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Yeah. But so in the whare as well?
Te whare mate o te whare nui, wherever the kei reira te tūpāpaku e takoto ana.
Wow, real interesting.
I didn't know that re pērā hoki. Pērā, we might have got it off Ngā Rauru. Mai rā no. Waika hua, waika tonga.
Ai. Ko te paeke mo te hunga kore moheo, ko te paeke ka tū te tangata whenua.
Ko te haukainga ki tuatahi. E waka miki atu ki te manuhiri. Ka te haukainga te mihi. Ana ka tukuna ko te Māori kōrero ki te hunga kua heke mai.
Kia ora.
Pewhia te uhunga e hoa, because I know Whanganui, they change, if it's a uhunga, how about you, how about Ngā Rauru? Ka utonu?
No, it remains paeke right through.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Jay may have touched on the Whanganui tikanga, did he?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was...
Yeah. But I haere tētahi tangihanga I Pūtiki, and luckily someone had informed me, so I wasn't... but I saw the sense in it, you know.
Yeah.
The manuhiri talking for Whanganui have come, so ka tuku ki te manuhiri, ma te manuhiri
Ai, wāwahi ngā kōrero.
Yeah.
Chū, yeah.
Yeah, I was on... Yeah, now I remember that when I haere ki te tangihanga rā. O tō tātou whaia. Yeah, kari pēra.
Yeah, so in terms of that tikanga, it was always paeke. And one day, tira, e tiki no Ngāti Kaunguru, e o tia no, e tira I taima, me pēra te kuru, ki roto I a Whanganui, and when they came on, and then, you know, they were all seated after the pōri and the cutting all those rituals, and everyone was seated. Tahi tēnei tangata no te manuiri, kātū. Hey, what are you doing? You know, ki tērā hoa, ka tahi ai kāre au I tae mai kia koe ki taunga ora. I haere ke mai au I te karango taunga mate. So the old people of Whanganui, just, you know, they were sort of shocked. But then they started having a wānanga as this was happening. Tika tēnei taka, you know, what he's saying is right. The people that have come onto the marae, the visitors, have come to honour the call of the deceased. They didn't come here to see the living.
Yeah.
And they said there's actually depth and sense to this.
Kia ora.
So from that time on, that's the tikanga in Whanganui.
Yeah. Me te tirohanga anō, ko kōrero tia kētia te taha o te manuhiri nā runga I te karanga o te mate. Nā rere whakaotu ana ngā manuhiri I te karanga o te kaupapa.
Ko ia tēnā.
Yeah.
Me te pai mo ngā tāngata te paipa o te haukainga. Mōhio e ha ngā kōrero, hei whakahutu, hei whakamana, hei whaka...
Ai.
Yeah, a te unga heke mai. So that's really, you're also in a good position as a haukainga, as the guest or the host, where you can connect directly to what's already been said.
Tika.
So you can appropriately acknowledge their maunga, awa, their tupu, which is a real, it's a real bonus to give that type of mana back to your manuhi. So a couple of birds, shot by, one through this tikanga.
Yeah.
Nā koe. I think that's how, tētahi o ngā talking points. I nei marama nei, te āhua ki a tātou tikanga. Ngā wā me whakarereke, engari ka pūmau tonu meki te iho taketake o te tikanga. Engari ka panoni tia ka whakarereke tia kia hāngai ai ki te wā.
Aye.
And I'm sure they would have had deep wānanga about that.
Yeah, that'll be neat to see. And even the sense to accept it,
Yeah.
And seeing the sense in it.
Yeah.
That's probably a massive gauge of the intellect or the mana of the haukainga, acknowledging that. Because it's not hard to be told,
This is the way
otherwise
it's
in your own
done.
whare.
This is how we do it.
Yeah. But having the sense in even
Hiwi marama tērā, koina pete,
Ai,
ina
hiwi marama.
Kua ahua aua.
Yeah.
Etahi kare tino, hari te marama. Kare ata whakaro.
Yeah, aye. Yeah.
Oe no, kare pirangi pere. Pere etai iwi.
Yeah, tika.
Heo tūmanako ki tō iwi e hoa? What are some of your dreams for Ngā Rauru? Mo te apōpō?
Yeah, so at this point in time, I work for our Ngā Rauru iwi office. I'm the cultural advisor. And, we've got a lot of, as a people, firstly, kia hua mai ko ngā kaua ko ngā tikanga ko te reo. That's one of our main focuses. And we focus, our commitment is to our people, firstly to revitalise our reo, our tikanga and our kaua. Because a lot of Ngā Rauru don't actually live in Ngā Rauru.
Kia ora.
They live, abroad, they live in Wanganui or nearby, other areas around the country. So that's the first thing, is to, no matter where they are, is our plan, or it's a dream of mine anyway, that they know who they are. Kia matua marama, te iwi ko wai rata. And then we come into all the other things that the human needs. I mean, health, education, and all of those things. Engari ko tātu. Na kia mōhio te iwi ko wai rata, no ia rata, nā wai rata. I think, those are the main things. It might be a simple whakaaro, engari, that's really, I'm quite committed to that, Because a lot of taonga have been lost over the years,
Yeah.
Te taonga mai o tau iwi, colonisation, and all those sorts of things. And being a little iwi, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not. In a small iwi, I should say. But I think, wherever Ngā Rauru is in the world, around the globe, as long as we know who we are. And, you can carry on with life. And, of course, one of the main moia, ki hoke mai ki te kai. But, of course, that entails a number of things. There's employment, which is low. A lot of our area, like other iwi, it's rural. In kare nui ngāma, and all those sorts of things. And that can be seen on a lot of our paipai. It's the same 5 to 7 men. Aua nui ngā, I say, nui ngā waine. And that's both our kuia and our young ones, but our men, our paipai really suffer sometimes, especially if there's 2 tangianga, uunga, region. We've got to split ourselves up. And all those sorts of things. And I've been told that it's the same scenario around the country. Yeah, so those sorts of things. But firstly, kia mohio ai tātou, kia mohio ai a Ngā Rauru tangata, ko ai a Ngā Rauru tangata. And we can come home and then, look after our tamariki mokopu and those sorts of things. Yeah.
Tēnā koe hoa. Warai e pēr tērā, heno e mihi tonu ana kia koe, he kupu whakamutunga au ki te iwi nui tonu, kāre kore ko etahi o ngā kaiwhakarongo he mokopuna pea nā Rauru, noroto i a koe, kai a koe te kupu whakamutunga ki te iwi he whakarongo mai nei.
Wēno rā kātika kia mihi atu au kia koe koutou e Brownie. I hoi wāhi ai tēnei tangata te kōrero, te tuku whakaaro kia ko te tēnā koe te tono mai nei, kia au. Wēno kātika mihi atu au ki te katoa e wakarongo mai ana. Ko te tūmanako, he manaakitanga kei roto i enei kōrero, mai a mātou mō koutou, he akoranga kei roto. Wēno, hei kupu wakakopani ake, māku i a ku kōrero tātou kua uru atu ki roto i ngā huatanga o te uru tā, kei te taumata oi te tuarua tātou, kia taumana ngā manaakitanga ki runga kia tātou. Me te mea nei, a tōna wā, ana ka kōrero no tāu e Brownie. I roto i ngā kaupapa, ana kai mua i te aroaro pēr. Wēno, kia kōtau e te tokotoru tapunana, tokotoru noa. Wēno, tapu ko te noa, ka are tahi, tīnā rā kūtou te wakarongo mai ki te takata poto nei ana ki te mea ana pahupahu. Wēno, tēnā tā, pai māri.
Tēnā koe te tangata poto, engari nui te mana.
Nui te mana, ko tai te ki.
Rauru ki tai. Tēnā koe hoa, e mihi ana.
Ngā mihi.
And don't forget silver.
Silver.
Silver, ai.
Ai, silver. Tēnā koutou.
Silver's in e hoa.
Ai, silver's in.
Thank you, bro. Kia ora.
Oh, that was really interesting to me, the part about toi. Because I heard Well, I didn't, on the stories that I've heard, he wasn't born here in Aotearoa. He came over looking for his moko.
Looking for whātonga.
Nui whātonga,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, those are the stories that I've heard
Yeah.
anyway. So it's always cool to hear different iwi's perspectives.
That's right.
Yeah, well, he could be noted as one of the eponymous ancestors of Māori and Aotearoa.
Yeah.
You know, as you said, the many iwi that come off toi.
Mm-hmm.
Toi te huatahi, just like up in the north, as they say, well,
Kupe.
yeah, in the whānau toi, which comes from toi te huatahi.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was great kōrero, especially as kōrero on carvings. Rauru, of course, ka taka te kapa ka hina tore, ka rango nei au te ingoa mo te tauirara.
Ara.
Rauru, I was like, oh, of course, nā whaino.
Yeah. They're all cool.
Yeah.
Our iwi o te wiki.
Yeah, hara.
And not putting this above other ones, but you know, when we have some of our iwi that there's not as much literature written on them, or maybe there is, there's just not, because they're a bit more, not as big as the other ones, as the other iwi. Ngāti Mutunga was the other one.
Yeah.
We had Jamie on, and I think they've only got one marae, did he say? I think it was one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had 20.
Yeah.
12.
Oh, 12.
12.
Yeah.
But another thing is, because especially in the Taranaki area, it's easier to perceive that place as one area. And, you know, and I think during the politicization of the boundaries of the areas, we've lost our bearings in terms of what boundaries are in terms of iwi, hapu and all that. And so I think through taringa, through design or by accident, that we've, you know, recreating the borders or giving people a different look, a perspective on the borders or the geographics of te ao Māori within Ngā Aotearoa. That's what I'm really enjoying. We're debunking a lot of misconceptions about areas.
Yeah.
I know how he feels though, because we get that when I say when Ngāti Raukawa or Raukawa, and someone will say Otaki.
Kia ora. Yeah.
Because that's the Raukawa they know.
That's the Raukawa they know.
And you know, when and I had that experience when I went to Tūranga, tētahi wā, Gisborne, for a tangihanga. And I told them that we went Waikato, and we were getting labelled as Waikato.
Aye.
I said, haramata a Waikato.
Aye.
And then we were Waikato, and then when I got up, I said, tēnā koutou Ngāti Porou, we were on an aitanga mahaki.
Kia ora, kia ora.
Oh, we're not Ngāti Porou, naka, you know how I feel.
Aye, kia ora.
So, mohi au.
Aye. Yeah.
So, I could see how they're sort of in between there. They'd be labelled as Whanganui, or Taranaki, e Ngā Rauru.
Ngā Rauru. But it's cool, I can't, you know, the next time we go down there, you know, I'm able to go, Ngā Rauru. Yeah, that's choice.
Nō reira, koina te iwi o te wiki, and anei te waiata, hei tautoko i ngā kōrero. E rima e. Whakarongo mai.
E rima e toru a. E rima e kei lea ngā koe. Anei o.
Kani, move that body.
Eri mai. Have you heard that song before?
No.
No.
Oh, it's an oldie.
Yeah, there's a few erimas, eh?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but this particular tune, this waiata is from way back. This is might be from the 40s or before then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the lyrics and ko te painga, ko te māma o te reo.
Yeah.
Simple is best.
Yeah. Haere mai, awhinatia mai mātou e mahi nei I te kaupapa whakapiri e.
Yeah, did you see it says ka matua tohetia? Is that in there?
Ka mātua koretia
Oh,
tō
yeah,
iwi.
sorry. Ka matua koretia.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's
See,
that?
that's cool.
How's that, you grammar geeks?
Ka matua koretia.
What does that mean?
Your tribe was fatherless,
Fatherless, yeah.
parentless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other iwi have, I'm not sure, maybe Ngā Rauru are the original composers of this waiata. I know there's e waka e.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure who the waka is that's being referred to, but this is a popular waiata throughout a lot of iwi. In Waikato, they sing Te Puea E.
Oh, kia ora.
Yeah, Te Puea E, kei whea rā koe. So it was like switch the name of the rangatira and put the rangatira.
Yeah.
We have to do some rangahau who the rima is
Yeah.
that they're talking about. Hoi, no koe nā te waiata o te wiki hei tautoko I ngā kōrero a Rauru, I kōrero ia mō Ngā Rauru. And I learned a lot on there.
Yeah.
The Rauru also being the tāngai
Ngai.
Yeah.
the umbilical cord. And yep, that was a taste day te iwi. Yeah, sometimes, well, I know there's a lot of people that listen to our iwi o te wiki and maybe you want a bit more. Well, sorry about it.
Yeah. We aren't the be-all and end-all of all kōrero.
Yeah,
Our idea is to
We
encourage
do
you.
what we can.
Yeah, and exactly. It's not an episode of wakahuia or anything like that. And we for me, it's about doing justice to the kōrero, the time we have. So while we keep it conversational, I roto I te wairua ōpaki, e kōrero ana mo e tai kaupapa ōkawa hohonu, but that sort of demystifies
Yeah.
the kōrero, ne, but it doesn't take away from the integrity of the kōrero, ne, but provides you with a bit of a window into an iwi without giving you the whole story within the...
Kia ora.
Well, you won't get it anyway.
Yeah.
And to inspire us to learn about ourselves.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
And just to quote Rauru, koe tātou, nōwhia tātou, nā wai tātou.
Yeah.
Yeah, who we are and from where we come and from whom we come
Yeah.
from. So hopefully I learned heaps of that.
Yeah. I
Go
learned
back and take some notes.
Yeah. I was minded of kītahi. You're only as good as your word.
Yeah.
You know, a lesson in general.
I found, well, here we go, we unpack it again, but the pepeha about the waka's own, I've
own
never
waka?
heard of a pepeha here in Aotearoa when the waka's...
They have their own personal waka.
Yeah, the personal waka here, that was made here, whereas
Yeah.
like other waka that are in pepeha came from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoi no, kanui tērā e te iwi.
And the hoi.
He kītahi, engari, he wānanga nui.
Yeah. Wānanga rau.
Yes, and we are now the tokotoru noa.
Hoi no, anei te tukotoru e mihi nei ki a koutou, ngai taringa, tēnā rau te koutou katoa, hei ko nā mai.
Bit whakaronga pi kari kari. Get the rope close, everybody, buddy. Taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki yo. Whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds. Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare mai, o taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close, everybody. Gather up close, everybody. Kani, move that body. Kani, move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa, ā nā te māngai pāho I tautoko. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.